You know what day of the week it is, y'all. It is Friday. We are back for another episode of Fridays with Frese, live from Loras College here in Dubuque, Iowa. And it is going to be another epic day with another epic guest, y'all. My name is Quinn Frese, host, producer, and director of Fridays with Frese, where each week we showcase amazing people with special qualities since 2020. And I gotta say, today's special guest will not disappoint at all, y'all. Give it up for Lindsey Kuffell!
Hi.
Woo! We made it!
We made it.
Hello, hello, hello. I don't think I said hello yet. Hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Fridays with Frese. First one of November, but I don't know if it feels like November because I'm wearing shorts. So
It is very warm out.
hooray for warm September, November. And before we go any further, we have some people who are celebrating their birthday on the absolute best day of the week. So we got some awesome people today. We have my Aunt Sue Devine in Boise, Idaho. So happy birthday, Aunt Sue. We got Heather Johnson, Ashley Kelly, Nikki Parmalee, Eli McCracken, and last but certainly not least, Shannon McNeil. So a very happy birthday to you all. We hope you have an incredible day celebrating your special day on the best day of the week. Now, the real reason of today's show is we have to my left and to your right and to the screen's front and the other side of Lindsay's right. All right, this is getting too complicated with directions, but we have Lindsey Kuffell in the house today. How are you doing, Lindsay?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Quinn?
I am doing awesome because you're on the show today. So Lindsay's in the house. Yes, Lindsay. So Lindsay is a junior here at Loras College, originally from the Chicago area, right?
Yes, Morning Grove, Illinois, to be exact. One of the suburbs.
Yes, Chicago suburbs. And she has an incredible short story to share. She was telling me a little bit about it, or what she wanted to talk about today. Just actually before we started filming, and I think it's a really good, or I think it's going to be a really good story, just to inspire those out there that whatever you face or whatever you have, it doesn't define you. You just keep pushing forward. I think we've kind of talked about it on this show before, so I'm gonna kind of turn it over to you, Lindsay. So you ready for this, my friend?
I think so.
You're a rock star. So Lindsay, you were telling me that when you were 5, you were diagnosed with diabetes.
Yes, type 1 diabetes. I was diagnosed with when I was 5. It was like a month after my 5th birthday. So, yep. Yeah, so it was a funny story being diagnosed. I remember being at my brother's baseball game with my dad, and I just was like constantly thirsty. I kept drinking all the Gatorades he had, and I was constantly needing to go to the bathroom. And my dad was like, "Okay, like something is up here." So I ended up making an appointment or having an appointment with the doctor, and then I found out I have type 1 diabetes. So that was when I was diagnosed. And then since then, I was starting on syringes, just the basic needle giving insulin. And then I worked up to a pen, and it's just like a syringe, tiny needle, and you kind of like just push in the amount of insulin. And then I worked up to a pump with a line that connected. And now I have this wireless or tubeless pump. So technology has advanced a lot since then. Yep.
And I thank you for sharing something personal like that about yourself out there. And I unfortunately can't relate. I don't have diabetes myself, but could you kind of tell what maybe like the daily day or like a daily week is for you with insulin, if you wouldn't mind sharing?
Yeah, no. So with the pump, and I also have a sensor, blood sugar sensor as well. The pump you change every 3 days, and it usually takes 200 units of insulin. So I use that just for getting an hourly rate of insulin to keep my blood sugar steady. And then when I eat, I put in the amount of carbs. I usually check the nutrition facts on the boxes or labels, whatever, and put that into my pump along with my blood sugar. And based on the calculations I've done with my endocrinologist, I put that in, it calculates, and then it tells me how much insulin to do. Usually, I mean, it could be anywhere from like 0.5 units to like 13, just depends on how many carbs I have and what the calculation is. And then yeah, my sensor takes my blood sugar every 5 minutes. The normal ratio is 70 points to 150. I usually tend to be on the higher side, like 200, just because of my activities throughout the day, like going to classes. I don't want to have to be low and have to take in sugar to raise it up. So yeah.
Absolutely, and you know what? It's just I think it's really cool that you're self-aware of what you're saying about class. Where you just doing what was right for you and what you feel is going to help you. And I really want to tie it to you out there watching this today that don't be afraid to do what is best for you. And I was actually just having this conversation with someone earlier today prior to this filming, and it was about, we all are like a puzzle, but all of us have different puzzle pieces that make us up. And, I give the example that, when my grandpa was here on earth, he took medication for his heart. I take medication for my mental health. Lindsey has insulin for her diabetes. But all of us, help all of that, despite, what we do to stay healthy is different. It really helps us to keep going and keep pushing forward. So I know there's a stigma out there that's kind of like, don't ask for help, but I want to say that stigma is wrong. Do ask for help. Don't be afraid to, because, Lindsey right here was really brave, to go through everything you've been through, and I look where you are today. You're a junior here pursuing media studies at Loras College, and that fight you've been through, and just how you've gone through these different try different things like syringes and pens, and then the insulin, the wireless pump. You've really worked yourself so hard to get to where you are today, and it shouldn't go unnoticed. So I hope everyone out there can see that, whatever it takes you to be happy, like if you need to talk to a therapist, if you need to take medication or take insulin, or if you need to do anything like that, just don't be afraid to ask for it, because asking is not a sign of weakness, asking is a sign of being real. So I just want to say that real quick, and I want to turn it back to the true star of today. Lindsey, but what would, if you don't mind me asking, what would you say has been the biggest challenge you've had to overcome with having diabetes?
I guess there's times when the my pump stops working. Just like technology-wise, there's always like some problems that show up. I think a few years ago, my pump wasn't really working like how it should. There's a lot of complications. It kept stopping. Especially like this device, it would stop connecting to my pump. Right now it's on my arm, and my blood sugar would be really high, and I just couldn't get it down even when I would change to a syringe and do insulin, give insulin that way. And when your blood sugar is high, especially me, I tend to be cranky and I feel really sick, especially when you're high for a long time, your blood sugar is high for a long time. And then there's also, I guess coming to college, I was kind of already independent before. I didn't really have to rely on my parents to help take care of me with diabetes. So, but it was just different coming to college and just making sure that I have everything, and then I change everything when it's needed to, and
absolutely. And really good for for overcoming these challenges. Really, trying to even when the pump stops working, really working with the syringes, or just noticing when your blood sugar gets high, what you need to do to respond to that. And I know I can kind of relate to. I think when my blood sugar gets really, really low, I get cranky too. So it's all a part of life.
Mhm,
But
yeah.
no, really, really good for you for just keep pushing, go through those obstacles, and not letting it define you, rather just pushing you to where you are today. And I gotta continue the tradition from the past few Frese and Frese episodes. It's now time for a random question. So today's random mystery question. Let's see, what should I ask Lindsey? Okay. So Lindsey,
Yes.
so if you were a YouTuber and you could make any type of video, which type of video would you make and why?
I would say it definitely has to be something with comedy. I definitely like including humor in everything I make. Nothing is coming to mind at the moment what exactly, but definitely I think for sure I'd have my friends in it. They'd be like the main characters. I usually like being behind the camera, so I don't think I'd be the star in this one. But I'd probably just record like funny things my friends say, or like instances they make me happy or laugh, something like that.
I'd say that would be like an awesome YouTube channel. You know what?
I hope so.
This is your show now. Bye, everybody.
This is
So,
my show.
yeah, this is Lindsey's show.
No, I could never take that from you.
Oh, of course you can. You would be the true host. I'm just a Twitter viewer. Remember, you're the true star. I'm just a Twitter viewer. So, right, Lindsey. All right, it's that time. It's that time of the episode where we've had fun and we've listened to your really great story. But the audience, I think, already knows from watching this video, what makes you special, what makes you you. So, as I do each week on Fridays with Frese, we don't just bring in different people. Like, sure, I bring in friends. Sure, I bring in different members here on campus. Sure, I bring people back home to the Quad Cities. But what is the one thing that each of these people that come into the studio or these filmmates, what do they all have? Is they are different, they are special, and they make this world great. And I can just say, if you have not gotten to meet Lindsey yet, please meet my friend Lindsey. It is not a mistake at all that you will make becoming friends with Lindsey. I can tell you, Lindsey, that in the short 10 weeks we've had here at school, your friendship has been an absolute joy and a light in my life. And you're just a light here to campus. Like, you really just, the way that you bring joy, the way that you express love and positivity to your friends and to the people around you is really special. And I can tell you from a personal effect that what you're doing not only moves me as a person, but it moves a lot of people around you. So, and just everything that you've been through, and just everything that you fight, really just emphasizes the importance of why you are so great and what makes you so special here at Loris and the world. So I really want to say thank you for being not only a great friend, but just a great person in the world. I say this before and I'll say it again. Lindsey, it's people like you who really make the world great. We live in a dark world with a lot of confusion, but people like you who come into the world, you just make it better for all of us. So I thank you for being that. Thank you for being that light for everybody. So, and folks, with that wraps up another episode of Line Dancing with Lindsey, the new show.
Yeah.
But we thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you so much, Lindsey, for being on the show.
Thank you, Quinn, for having me.
And thank you, audience, for watching. We will catch you back next Friday for another episode with another really cool guest. My name is Quinn Big Frese, Q to Tip. This is Lindsey in the house. We will see you all next time. Peace.